Hello friends, in this video we will see the end-to-end implementation of Mosquitto service, a MQTT broker. For this video I have created a new virtual machine with CentOS Stream 10. So let me power on the virtual machine and show you the process from the beginning. I have just completed the installation and this is the first time the machine is getting rebooted. So we can expect few messages that would continuously come during the initial boot. I have explained the kind of message that gets repeated in my articles published on Instructables. I would strongly suggest everyone to go to my Instructables and go through the process in case you find it difficult to follow here. So this is the message that I was talking about. IPv6 MLD clamping QRV from 1 to 2. So just ignoring the fact that these messages are coming, you can enter the root credentials. You can say root and then the password set. In this case, I have set it to ABCD1234, where this is a test machine. And as soon as you enter the root credentials, you need to execute a command. And this is the command sysctl space and then followed by net.ipv6.mld underscore qrv equals 1. So just ignore the messages that would continuously come. You can go and type your command, okay, and then press enter. So this will successfully suppress the continuous message that is coming in, which is your IPv6 MLD clamping QRV from 1 to 2. You can find many sources on internet which would explain why this is coming, and I'm very sure that I have discussed this point in my Instructables also. So you can refer to my Instructables for details if you want to know about IPv6 MLD clamping QRV from 1 to 2. And now on every reboot this message would come unless you set a parameter in a configuration file, and the configuration file would be etc and sysctl.conf. So this is the file where you need to enter the same parameter that you have mentioned in sysctl command. Okay, this is the file, and I am just trying to go to the end of the file and insert a line just below the last line of the file. And here I need to say net.ipv6.mld underscore qrv equals 1. So that's it. So you go and save this file. You are unable to see this because the screen is too large, and yeah, here it is. So to save, it is :WQ and exclamation mark. This is a VA editor. So I have come out of the VA editor. So you can see the changes that I made to the file by cat. So cat and the file name gives you the output of what is there in the file. So very important things next will be to check our IP address. And it would be, the command would be ipaddr to check the IP address. Okay, now there are two adapters. One is a loopback adapter and another is ENS32, which is the adapter that I wanted to change. And I would not want my server, MQTT server, to change its IP address always from the nearest DHCP server. So I would want to allocate static IP address to this machine. And ENS32 has both IPv4 and IPv6 addresses. So I have to make a note of IPv6 address because it is not that easy for me to configure a static IPv6 address. IPv4 address is okay. So to make this static and to make this both IPv4 and IPv6 static, this is the command. These are the commands that you need to follow. So nmcli is the command, and connectivity connection, not connectivity, sorry for that, connection modify, and ENS32 is the adapter, and then I say IPv4 dot address and 192.168.29.150. So you should give your address in accordance to your home or office network. So if you are not aware about this IP address, you can take help from the systems administrator who is working in your office. Otherwise, in your home network, I think you should be easily identifying what I am talking about. And I will also mention gateway, because I need an internet connectivity. So my gateway is 192.168.29.1. So that's it. And here I forgot to mention one parameter, which is the subnet mask /24. So that would be the complete command. So that's the command nmcli connection modify ENS32 IPv4 address followed by the IP address and the subnet mask. Why 24? I will explain you in another video, where how IP addresses version 4 are assigned in a given network, and gateway is for the internet connection. So the same command, now I'll change it for IPv6. So you make IPv4 as v6, and the address you can completely remove because it has to be mentioned how it is already available there. So in the INET6, if you can just closely observe, it is 2405.201 C00F F02A 20C 29FF FE80 and B9AC, and its subnet mask would be 64. So I am mentioning the same IP address which it fetched from the local router. So this is my home router. So please recheck once again before you hit enter, because this is very important. MQTT you can allow both on IPv4, IPv6, but some cases in some environments only IPv4 is chosen. So it all depends on your environment. So IPv6 address 2405.201 C00F F02A 20C 29FF FE80 and B9AC/64. Looks good. I'm going to hit the enter. So that is the complete command. Now I wanted to change the interface to have the manual IP address, because I have already mentioned the IP address manually, and it has to be a static IP address. So nmcli connection modify and then the adapter and then IPv4 dot, now you call it as method as manual, and the same thing goes for IPv6 as well. So this is how we do it. So when we restart the machine, all these changes are applied, but you can still check if the addresses that I have given are have affected this system, okay, by the command IPIDDR. So earlier it was 192.168.29.165/24, and now we have changed it to 150. The last number would be 150. So let us just check. So it still says 165. Let us restart the machine. You can use either of these commands, init 6, init space 6, or reboot. So there are two commands to reboot the machine. So now the machine is getting rebooted, and the moment we get into the machine, we should not see that message of IPv6 MLDQRV once again getting repeated. That is one change that we have to observe. And the other change would be to have a static IPv4 address, which is 192.168.29.150, okay, which I am assigning it to this machine. So as soon as it reboots, so I'm checking, I'm going into the root with ABCD123 4. Please make sure that you give a stronger password. For this demonstration, I have mentioned a simple password, but please do not use any simpler passwords on your production environments, especially testing it is okay. So now the repetitive messages have gone. Let us check the IP address. So now it has got the static IP address, which is 192.168.29.150. And where is this configuration? So you can see in cat/etc/network manager, and there is system connections and then the adapter. So this is where you see the configuration file got changed. So IPv4 address is what I mentioned, and method is also manual, okay. So that clearly shows that we have successfully configured. Now let us get into installation of packages which will help us install and configure Mosquitto, okay. Then you have earlier versions of CentOS had yum install, but now it is dnf install, and so this is one package that we need, EPEL release. So -y is to say, okay, just proceed, go ahead and get it installed. So that is what -e means, and the package EPEL release, when it is done through DNF install, its supporting packages also get installed. We don't need to worry about the other packages or other dependencies that we need to have for EPL, okay. And now I would install another application that we will need, which is wget. In future we will fetch the Mosquitto binary file from the website. So wget will help you get the file. So we are done with EPL release and wget. Now I will also try to update the machine. Sorry, not yum. So it will be dnf update -y. This will please make a note that this command runs for a long time, okay. And here it is. So I've just hit the button. It will be approximately 400 MB of downloadable files that we get, and there are about 94 packages that it has identified, okay. So this will take some time. Let us see the entire process and then make a move to the next step. And in the meanwhile, there are several other packages that Mosquitto will need, Mosquitto broker will need, and we will go through that step also. So because it needs C acres, CJSON, libweb sockets, OpenSSL, UT hash, and then Qt MQTT packages, which also has a development package available. So all these are very important for us, and we will try and see the packages that we will install in future to support Mosquitto. And there is a process to run those the binary file, that is to install the binary file. We will come across a few commands, make and make install, and then we will add a few users to the system. One user will be managing the Mosquitto environment, the complete Mosquitto environment, and there will be one user which will be an authorized user for any other device to connect to this Mosquitto server. Okay, and we will have a Mosquitto configuration file also. That will help us convey a message to the Mosquitto service saying that okay, you can allow anonymous users, you will have a sys interval about 10 seconds or 30 seconds or 60 seconds, and then yeah, the username that we have created is Mosquitto, and then the listener, the port number on which this machine will be talking, will be receiving the messages rather, is 1883, and socket domain, that is we can either receive on IPv4 or IPv6, and if we leave that interface to default, it will allow both the IPv4 and IPv6 connections as well. But I would want to make sure that it will come on IPv4. And then the bind interface, the interface that we have seen, the network interface, which is ENS32. And maximum connections, we will place it as unlimited. And protocol is, of course, MQTT. Further to all those parameters set in the configuration file, we also need to allow firewall to let the messages through from other clients from TCP port number 1883 and TCP service, which is add service, which is MQTT. So these are the two things. One is to add the port of 1883, and the other is the to add the service asking the firewall to allow MQTT protocol also. Okay, the clients connecting through MQTT protocol pass through, and that's it. When we are done with that, we can hit and execute the Mosquitto command with the help of -c option, pointing the Mosquitto command to our configuration file. That would be the end of the complete configuration, which I would want to share in this video. So we are still to go. We have just hit update. So we are approximately about 15 more steps to make the Mosquitto broker install properly, configure it, and then test run it. Let us see this, and I am very sure that this will help you a lot. I have referred to many blogs and I have seen many videos, but on CentOS Stream 10, the configuration of MQTT, there have been many discussions, but I found it very difficult to go through all those discussions and understand each and every point, and then prepare Mosquitto server for my IoT devices. Okay, let us see how it goes from here. And we need to understand each and every step, because if you are building up an IoT device, you should be able to at least capture the data to any MQTT client and then represent it graphically. So for further analysis, because data science is a huge subject, and the data flowing from many sensors like temperature and humidity, the gas sensors, and this experiment I have used Mosquitto for my energy monitoring IIoT device. I used the ESP32 microcontroller and the sensor PZAM004T version 3. So this is the hardware equipment I have, and I have successfully ported all the data to the MQTT broker, which is Mosquitto broker that I am trying to install on this machine. So I think it is now time that DNF update is winding up all its activity on the machine. Let us quickly go further and see what needs to be done as soon as we get the hash prompt. So I am running all of these commands from the root user because this is a test machine. I can go and use as a root user, but otherwise I would suggest a user to be created and sudo permissions given to that user, which is root privileges, with a few root privileges to install all these commands. Yeah, we are done. So DNF update is done. Now let us get the package. So the package is available at https and then your mosquitto.org, and then there is a directory called files, source, and then mosquitto followed by 2.0.20 tar.gz. So this is the file that we wanted to download. When you go to the Mosquitto website, this is the latest version file that is available for download. So we have successfully downloaded. You can check it. So ls will list out all the files. So then there is a we need to execute tar -xzvf and followed by the file, so which will create a directory. So that is the directory that got created. So let us go into navigate into that directory and see what is there. So this is the place from where we will install Mosquitto. But before installing Mosquitto, so there are few supporting packages or dependencies that we need to install. So it will be dnf install and cac ARES star and CJSON star. I guess I'm typing wrong. JSON libwebsockets libweb sockets, yes, open SSL ut hash qt6 and qtmqtt, which is for x86 and 64, and then qt6 qtmqtt development package, which is for x86 64 and -y. I'm just asking it to just go ahead. And one more thing that I will be mentioning is so don't stop if you are broken at some extent. So all the broken links will be ignored and it will continue to install the packages that are mentioned. So let us hit the enter key and yes, let us see where it goes. So it is 180 approximately packages and 200 MB of size. So it should be taking a few minutes. This installation process will all depend on the kind of internet connectivity you have. The slower the internet connectivity, yeah, you can guess that it will take little more longer time than what is getting displayed here. You may have faster internet connectivity, and that will be much more quicker compared to this one. So let us just wait for the installation of these supporting packages or dependencies, and then we will start the installation of Mosquitto broker. So I think we have come to almost to the end of it. Yeah, it is done, and it goes to the next process. Transaction checked success, running try. Okay, that's good. Everything good, looks good for now. And download, after RPM packages download is completed, it is going and installing the packages. So yeah, it's going on smooth. Let me check and see if we can if we get any error messages, or we will just pass through without any difficulties. We should be passing through without any difficulties. It's almost 20 more packages that need to get installed. Yeah, looks fine. Everything has gone well. And yeah, that's it. We have successfully completed it. Now please make a note that we are in this directory /root and /mosquitto -2.0.20. so here we execute a command make. So that is the first command to let the installer run, because this is from the binary files we are trying to build Mosquitto broker onto this machine, which is otherwise installing Mosquitto broker on this machine. Okay, this will take a while. It hardly does not consume a lot of time. And the moment we are done, there is one more command, and we are all set. The installation will be complete, and then we will go ahead and create the users and the configuration file. So we have completed that, and then there is one more command called make install, and this takes hardly any time. So we are done with that. So we will add two users. Add user. As explained earlier, so there are two users, and add user. So I will add two users. So Mosquitto, that is a mandatory thing. The second user, Ogno, so that is your choice. I called it OG and NGO. You can call your own names, but Mosquitto has to be, that is a mandatory thing. So I am changing the password for both the users. So I am just giving a simpler password for now, and PASSWD and NGO. So we are done creating two users and assign the passwords. Now we have to specifically mention a particular user to get connected to the MQTT server through any clients. That means to say, if an IoT device is there, it needs to give this username and password, and then only enter. In this case, I am trying to use Ogno, OG and NGO as that user credentials that every other IoT device will use to connect to this Mosquitto broker. So the configuration for that will be Mosquitto underscore password PASSWD and -c, and which will be /etc/Mosquitto /PASSWD, and then the username OGN and NGO, via which the clients will connect. So here it asks for password. So similar to the earlier ones, I have configured it. So the owner of this um, file, the password file, is root and root. But I would we have created Mosquitto user called Mosquitto, and we need to give that user all the permissions. So the owner and group has to be the same. So we need to change that using chon and Mosquitto /etc/ Mosquitto / password. So this is to change the owner and grp. So yeah, those are the two commands. So if you go and verify, so now it is Mosquitto for that file. ls-l will give you all those details. And now it is time that we go and edit, or rather create a configuration file for Mosquitto to connect, to allow clients connect. So this will be vi/etc// So there is an example file present. We can go and edit that, but I would want to create a new file. So hence I chose to have it named as mosquitto.conf. So I hit enter, and let me take you to the top, and here is where I start. So I say, so this is pure my configuration that suits my needs. Your configuration may change, so choose wisely what to use, what not to use. So it is upon you. So here I am trying to allow anonymous user and allow zero length client ID to true, and password file and then max QoS. I will set it to 2, max queued. Let me say 1000 number. QoS is quality of service, and messages true. Sys interval, I will place it as 60 seconds, or for testing purposes, let us say 30 seconds. Rate outgoing QoS. I am setting the outgoing QoS to true. Here I mention the user Mosquitto and listener as 1983, which is the port number. So I would want all the communication to pass through IPv4 only. So this is where I set. So if I am not setting this and I am commenting this, then it allows through IPv4 and IPv6 as well. So bind interface will be ENS32 in my case. In your case, it could be different. So please check your environment. Max Max connections, if I am setting it to -1, it means unlimited number of connections that this can have. Protocol is once again MQTT. So these are the parameters that I am configuring in my configuration file. So allow anonymous, that remains true. Allow zero length client ID, that is true. Password file, I am mentioning the absolute path for that password file, which is etc mosquitto and psswd file. Max QoS is 2. Max queued messages is I set it to 1000. Queue QoS message I am setting it to true. Sysinterval I am setting it to 30 seconds. It is your choice if you wanted to set it to 10 seconds, 60 seconds or 120 seconds, it's your choice. So upgrade outgoing QoS, I set it to true. User is Mosquitto. Listener 1883, and then socket domain, I wish to have it through IPv4. Bind interface is ENS32. Which is my internet, my LAN connection, wireless LAN connection. So max connections is unlimited, and then protocol MQTT. So I'm done with this configuration file. I'm trying to save it and quit. Yes, and let me show you the content of the file using cat. So I'm done. So configuration installation is finished. The configuration file is ready. Now I need to have firewall command allowing this machine to let traffic pass through 1883 port number, and service also, MQTT service also, it has to pass through. So permanent and then zone is public, add port, TCP. So that's a success. And then there is service, and it is MQTT. So now I have added it, but to make it apply to this machine, firewall cmd, and that's the command. So I am done. Now let us see if we can run if we can execute Mosquitto using the configuration file which is placed in etc mosquitto and mosquitto.conf. So to execute Mosquitto, so I just say Mosquitto, and where is the configuration file? I need to give that. So etc mosquitto and mosquitto.conf. So there is the file, and to run this command in the background, I just place it with ampersand. So error found mosquitto.conf in max queued messages. I think I have made an error. The spelling of it is wrong. So let me go to that file. Max queued MASS. Oh god. Hey. Okay. So that's a typo error, and I've just saved it. So now let us see. Yeah. So this is it. So the configuration is running, and successfully now this machine will accept all the Mosquitto broker connections. So Mosquitto broker will accept all the MQTT connections rather from 1883 port and via MQTT service protocol, sorry. So that's it, friends. This is the complete story I would want to share with you today. I hope it will be useful, and I'm sure you will try your end, and let me know via your comments in on YouTube, allowing me to help you in case you are stuck somewhere. So thank you once again. Have a great day. Bye bye.